Hey, welcome back to Monstar Gaming. I know that just posted a video recently, but kind of on a roll, and I wanted to talk about something real quick that we were discussing before. So I wanted to talk about the completing orders or fulfilling orders with the helicopter. This is where you're going to spend a lot of your time really early in the game. You'll probably do it here and there later in the game, but for a different reason. They're probably going to have different events, challenges, and then co-op, which are kind of like alliances. They might have tasks for you to do, where they're like, here, complete like 20 orders or something. So later in the game, this is not going to give you as much XP as other things, which we will talk about. But I'm going to give you an example because I have two here that I can complete. So let's click on this one. So it's basically 18 strawberries for 296 gold and 303 XP. Not bad. I mean, that'll definitely move the needle. And producing that many strawberries for that amount of money, I think if you were to buy them, it would cost you more than that, but that's fine. Not bad. This one over here gives you less money, and I believe it's one of each. So that's not too many. So the way I like to look at it is I'm going to make money from doing all kinds of different things. So I usually try to go for the most XP as possible, experience points. But because these are both different, should be able to complete them both, which is really nice. So if you look at the map here in the middle, this is an actual representation of your town. And that is how your town is laid out. It's not a generic map. And when they go deliver it, they actually send the little helicopter to that place. So let's do this one, which I think would be somewhere over here is where the helicopter is going to go. All right, so it's right there. And you can look on the bottom here that when anytime the helicopter has a little check mark over it, means that you have enough to fulfill an order. And there's the helicopter again. So actually, there's another one that we can complete, which gives you a lot more XP, a little bit less money, but that's fine. So let's complete that one. They're not going too far. I think it's just going right next door over here. I can actually zoom in. Let's do the next one. And I'll show you one other thing. If I were to long press this, I can actually spin it. You can only rotate it two different directions, but the entrance or the front part of the building will always be facing you, so that's never going to be facing the other direction. So just one thing to note there. So let's go back here. There's a little button here on the top left. It looks like two cards going left and right. I can actually click that, and throughout the game you can actually change the skins. So I don't have any other skins for that, but I do have flying saucer and helicopter, and then there's another one later on that you could use, but I like the one that I have now. So I'm going to complete this one and get some more XP. Not bad. So you get some coins and some XP. And then I'm going to show you something a little bit different in a moment, and you'll see how the XP really changes a lot. All right, so now I'm going to click back in here, and you're going to see that there's nothing for me to fulfill. They do reset, and let's say there's any that are super difficult to make. That one's going to take me forever. I can close it out in 25 minutes, it'll pop up. You can see that there's like the little dollars that's in game. That's the really expensive premium currency in the game. I only have 172, which is not bad. That's actually a decent amount. I usually don't let it go below like 25 or so. The only thing, and this is a separate topic, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in the future in a different episode, but the only times that I use that is if I'm rushing a production of something that has a time limit on it. So I really need to get it out before time runs out, so I can get my money, get my XP. That's very rare that I do that. The other thing that I will spend it on is on the city market. See how you can add another slot for 24. This is really nice as you start accumulating a lot of gold. you can cheat a little bit and basically buy whatever good you want to complete an order for money. It will definitely cut into your profits. But once again, if it's something that you really, really need and you can't wait 2-3 hours for it to be produced, you can quickly buy it here. And then this is another thing which I don't use right now. Maybe later in the game when I have a lot more of these little dollars, I'll use it more. But this guy will literally go find whatever it is that you want and give you like 3 different options. One with like low quantity, medium, and high. And from what I understand is that is a really, really quick way to progress as well in the game is by using him often. Actually, I need to produce this, so I'm just going to put those there so the bees can start trying to produce some honey. Another thing on here is you are going to see the same kind of people. Like he's always looking for gold or silver or something like that. Like some of these characters will kind of want the same things over and over, which is nice. Now, the one other thing to note here is that this is a game where you do want to have more friends in the game so they can help you fulfill orders. This, unfortunately, is one area where they cannot help you. There is no place here to select, hey, help me, I need to produce this, produce that. So that is another limitation because these ones you do have to 100% fulfill yourself. There's no assistance here. Now I'm going to go to the train. Like I mentioned in the previous video, the trains are really important. You do, put all the goods in them, ship them out, and then they come back with production materials, which is really nice. So you can build buildings and do upgrades on buildings, expand your land, things like that. So it's super important. I am actually going to speed up this one so I can fulfill it. And hopefully you'll be able to see how much XP just to fill this slot. I'm going to get, oh, actually it tells you right there. So 313. These ones are already filled, so I can't do anything with that. But just by filling this one cart, I'm getting 313, right? And there's 4 carts. So let's say they're all roughly around there. So we'll even it out to 300 each. So 3 times 4 is 12. So roughly, okay, if I were to complete all 4 of these with the same thing, that would be 1,200 experience points. Now see this photo of this guy here. You can actually ask for help for 1 item per cart, and then somebody else will do that. And I believe when they help you, they get the XP, whatever they needed for that, they get that. But you still get the bonus for completing it and shipping it off, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So these are really cool. So I'm going to go over here because I was building this. I'm going to spend the 3 to complete it. So that was 68 just to produce that, which is a pretty good amount of XP just for doing that, right? Now I'm going to put this here, and I got 313, and I just shipped it out. And then I know it's going to come back in about 4 hours back from Berlin, it looks like. You can rush them, of course, with the dollars. I would not do that. If you're doing some sort of event where you need to fulfill as many trains as possible, maybe you'll do that on one of them every now and again. But there is no need to rush in this game. There's so many different things to do. So we're going to go back over here. There's always going to be a little guy that you can watch a video and it gives you $1. I don't remember what the max is per day, but it's got to be at least 10 because he does come back, and sometimes, he'll be back in an hour or 2 or something. And then I do like to check this because these are simple ones that usually you can fulfill pretty quickly. So if I had that bread, I would have done that. So this is an example, right? So there's 4 different things here that I have to produce for 325. Now, if I only produce that one item and put it on the train, I got 333. So the train is a very, very good way to get experience points because you're going to get experience points from harvesting. So look, I get 1 per, which I know is not much, but you're going to be producing this stuff all day long. Just 1, that's fine. All day long, you're going to be producing that. So the helicopter is useful. I will do it if I need a little bit of XP here and there. It's also a really good way to get rid of stuff because, like I mentioned before in the other video, you will fill up your barn and then you're not going to be able to do anything because you're full. So sometimes I'm like, hey, you know what? You can sell your stuff for gold, but I find that gold is usually keep your gold a pretty good amount of the time. Um, so I don't like to sell it for gold. If I can sell it for gold and experience points, I'll complete these here. So these are kind of, simple little things that you can work on. Don't stress about them. At the beginning of the game, yes, you're going to want to do as many as you can to really get going, but don't stress. There's no reason to stress out about that because you will unlock the trains here, and some of these have 5 or 6 carts, which will get you a ton of XP. And a little further in the game, you'll unlock the plane. This is much harder because you have to complete all 3 levels to get the maximum bonus. And then there's also a leaderboard over here, so you do get ranked, and I forget how long it's for. I think it's like per month or something like that. They put you with all these other people here, and I know you get what do you call it? You get different prizes for depending on where you land in the leaderboard at the end of the thing. But it is nice because it tells you ahead of time what are the 3 materials you're going to need. So usually you want to bulk up a bunch of those things before it arrives. And once again, you can speed these up. Even if you don't fulfill the whole thing, let's say you fulfill the top row and maybe the middle row, and you can't get the 3rd row, just send it. You'll at least get something for it, because there's different prizes on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd row. So sometimes I'll get it half full and I'll just send it just because I want to get stuff for it. So yeah, so that was just a quick thing talking about the helicopter delivery orders. It is a good way of making money and XP at the same time. It's definitely going to give you more than like picking this thing up. But once you surpass level like 15 or so, don't spend too much of your time on the helicopter. If there's something that like, oh, I just need one more to complete, perfect. Complete it, get it out of there, free up your inventory a little bit. The trains are way more important. They're going to get you materials that you need in addition to getting the experience points and everything like that. You're also going to get materials that you desperately need. So I would say work on the trains as often as possible on a daily basis. Work on these, here and there. If you see something easy, cherry pick. Cool, finished it, done. And then if you have time and you're pretty good with planning what you're producing, definitely work on the airport because the prizes are really good and sometimes you get extra bonuses. You usually get like a special bonus if you complete it, and it's like a secret. You don't know what the little bonus is until you complete it. So the zoo is kind of like a whole other thing. I would say that's the next level of, complexity, is fulfilling the orders here because you will get money and XP, which is really nice for all of them. And then once you complete it, you get full to open a chest with animal cards under the prizes, which is really nice. So you do want to make sure you are completing these, not only to get the money and the XP, but also because you can get the animal cards. Once you have enough animal cards, you actually get the animals, which is really nice. And then they're there and things like that. So and then you starts looking really really nice here. So that is basically it. I will do another video later on where we'll talk about the trains a little bit more when the trains come back, so you can see what they look like when they come in. I'll show you what the planes look like at that point when they come in too. And maybe we'll talk about the regatta, but that'll probably be completely separate. And then they have different events that they're going on right now. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Just wanted to show you that part of it. And actually, let me click on this. Oh, see, this is something that's relatively new as well. This actually shows you, actually, let's back, let's go back a little bit. On the top here, you see the two chests. So once you hit like the third of the way, and then the other third of the way here, you get two chests. A year ago, that never existed, or more than a year ago, that never existed. Basically, you just get to the end and you get to see the next thing. This is really cool. So it's actually telling you what you're going to unlock when you get to the next area. And I don't remember when this came out either, because I don't remember seeing this. But that means I'll be able to unlock coconut, pineapple, and bananas. Banana bread, which is really cool. A new island is available to explore. That's the one that we had looked in the last video, which is really cool. Comic book store, which is nice. Will increase my capacity, and Taj Mahal to decorate. So there's a lot of decorating type stuff in here too. Of course, they cost money, and that's up to you if you want to spend your money on those kind of things. I'm not at that point in the game where I can freely spend money left and right, but I guarantee you I will do that at some point. I want to have some really nice, unique buildings and like a really nice, unique layout. And I believe you can actually even make rivers and things like that later on too. Or maybe I can do it now, but I just haven't done it. But yeah, that was just a quick look. Making XP and money from the helicopter deliveries. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe as well to make sure we get some more content. Thank you.